Okay, so what I've got is the tracing board out, a tracing table, the moon under glass, and I'm fucking with my new lights and stuff like that, playing around to bring you in. And it's digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the area we call the moon, is what we're doing here, and we're gonna do this on photograph. And I'm also got it running over here on the computer, and what I'm doing is giving you comparisons. This is in regards to some response from me to Wolfus. I've been learning a lot since Wolfus has come in. I've been learning new things. Um, so I'll share those with you as I go along. It's all lights and shadows, people. It's all lights and shadows. I'm trying to introduce you to the electromagnetic nanocarbon system that we truly live in, and to drop all other nonsense for the time being, and just look at it for what it is. And it's not easy for people to do. So I'm going to introduce you to these triangular builders that I'll keep talking about throughout my videos and everything like that. I'll try to show them to you the best that I can. I'm fighting a few different things. Besides the fact that I'm calling people out, so that alone, makes me everybody's enemy right there alone. So that's an issue, and I knew it would be. It's just something I'm going to deal with. So what I'm doing is I learned not to trace out the imagery and ruin the work of the builders. I'm going to take this off the tripod and bring you in deeper and deeper as you go along into the imagery, to show you the lines, the intent of the builders, and how it stays the same. It's one of the reasons why I was telling you guys to print up moons, random moons, that people took photographs of the moon all over the earth so that you could do this. Now, I have only got you at one stage of light, one direction, and the image that I'm trying to give you, you might be seeing all these other faces in here. Don't think that's your imagination. Those faces are in there. It's image within image within image from the veil to the ground. But I'm trying to cut you off one particular image, and I do this with lighting. I do this with cropping tools. I do this with the tape is my latest thing. And what I was doing was trying to trace images out with the marker, kind of like I see the lightning doing. The lightning traces out the imagery as well in the atmosphere. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. But anyways, see all these lines that make up the eyes, the nose. Let me try to get my stick. Eye, nose, mouth, goatee, and beard that's going to come in for you. One shoulder comes down this way, the other shoulder comes down this way, and he's wearing a chain coming down this way. I'm going to try to bring you in on a lot of different angles of showing you that image, where a lot of these other faces that are in here, you won't see them so much. There are certain angles where this particular image will show up the best, and collage goes away, and this more or less looks like one whole image. There are certain angles, so every image has these different angles. Now, what makes that happen are all these lines that the builders build for you. Now, I'm only showing you the eyes, the nostrils, the mouths, and the darker features, because that's what I caught on to first. First, I found the dark ones, but then I realized what's happening is these are all different heavy metals and minerals that these triangular shapes are pushing and pulling into shape to show us this imagery. The imagery is feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast from the veil to the ground. There are other images. I'm not saying there's not, because I've seen some, but every time I go to, like I just thought I saw one in the last 30 videos that got deleted. There was one that I thought was going to turn out to be a giraffe's face, but it ended up being one of those bull mastiffs, one of those big dogs. And because there's no body imagery, I'm going to show you some body. Here's body imagery right here, shoulders and a chain coming down to the chest and everything like that. And there is an angle where his chest cavity shows real good and everything like that. Now, granted, too, every angle, he might keep the body at another angle, and the face might go rodent. Shit like that will happen, as you're going along. So I'll keep explaining things as I'm going along, and I'm going from paper to the computer, because these are the moon videos that are on the Harald Kautz Series 90, 91, 95, 6, 7, and 8, or 96, 7, and 8, or something like that. Where I just take my telescope outside and I do 360s on the telescope, and I'm going to show you why. It's the same reason why I'm cropping here with the tape. I'm trying to take the collage effect away for you. My eyes have seemed to have adjusted to it, and once I started noticing it all, I don't know, I just don't seem to have a problem with it, and it just got better and better and better since then. In other words, now I'm able to see the images upside down, backward, forward, all over the place. I'm able to see them at every, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't, you know, doesn't affect me really. I have no problem seeing it. So I'm just trying to give you that one image there. I'm missing him when I change the lights. I'm going to try to bring him back for you again. Here he is again. And there's many images within him, so that's why I was pointing him out to you. And I'm going to go in a deep grain of his face. And this is the amazing thing to me. There's a lot of amazing things, but one of them is the fact that all these lines that the builders make to make up this imagery that we can see for ourselves, all of us, anything, the clouds, the trees, the smoke, the moon, the veil, you name it, we can see this imagery everywhere we look. And it's feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, which should be big evidence for a lot of things that are true and a lot of things that are not true. I'm looking for another color while I'm shooting this shit. So I got this little light changing thing here that I can keep changing the color and keep grabbing the imagery in different color. Now I'm not moving the light yet because I'm letting it pull in all this other imagery as I go along, and I'm tilting the camera, bringing my angle over so I can get the images I'm going for. And I'll get them in better than this. So just give me a minute. As a matter of fact, hold on a minute. Okay. So I'm gonna give them to you at a lot. I'm gonna give them to you at a lot of different angles, lots of different colors and shit like that, and show you around in this one particular area. I'll say, okay. So the one that I'm trying to bring you again with the eye here, nose here, mouth and goatee here, which I'll bring you in on a second, show you a little better. I can't point and do this at the same time. The chain comes down this way on this side, this way on this side. His shoulder goes over this way. And you can see why I did what I did with the tape. I don't want to take away the imagery of the builders. I don't want to, every one of these lines represents another shadow that the light is going to come over for our eyes to get. I mean, I see thousands of images in here. I could take you in on all of them right now, trying not to get you lost and show you the images, some of them that I particularly would like you to see. So let me see if I can do this. I'll move my light over here for a minute. I think I'm going to change this light. I'm going to find my angles for him. Look how good I can get him to come in a lot of different ways. Hold on. Should I raise my camera up a little bit? Maybe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you in on his face real good so that you can see the lines that make up the face. All right. So, and then as I turn it again, every angle, look what I can do. Look at the deep down grain stuff in there. This is what I'm talking about. See all those lines? All those lines represent different lights and shadows that you can look into the moon, whether it's on video or you can just use your eyes. Now, what I've been doing over the last 100 parts of this series, which I just fucking most of it got 35 videos or something or deleted. What I'm trying to do is show you the ones that are out here that you can see with your eyes from the ground. Because this particular image that I'm trying to get to you right now, which I could put a filter on, and I will. I'll do other shit too as well to show it to you better. And I'm just trying to show you how I'm collecting this electromagnetic nanocarbon. It's so fucking simple that you won't even believe it. All you got to do is look. That's all you got to do. Now, the making of the videos and doing all this shit that I'm doing and everything, fine. If somebody else jumps in and gets into it, then that's fine. Now, I'll just get you lost real quick, since I'm going to do so anyway in a minute. Maybe I'll get shadows on that side. Let me try to point left-handed, then my hand will be shaking all over. Um, okay, so the one that I was trying to get you to look at was eye, nose, mouth, mustache and goatee going on, with the chain coming down this way and the arm coming down this way. I can flip this around, grab the best angles for him. But since I'm going to relax my eyes for a minute, I'm going to relax my eyes just for a second and just erase him for a minute, right? Then you rest your eyes for a second, and then you're going to see coming in another layer. It's another layer now, in several layers. I'm going to give you this one. So eye, nose, and mouth, teeth showing and everything of a human face coming in. Now, whatever ends up being up here for his hairline or anything like that, I've got him cropped off because I was not going for that image. I was not going for him. There's other images that are going to be in here. I had no right. This is human influence. I'm doing it because I'm showing you the examples of how I'm doing this. But when this is done in other ways, I don't know if I should say we have no right. I don't know. But anyways, it's image within image within image. There are layers that you can go into, and then there are also every angle is going to throw the lights over the shadows in a different direction in the slightest little way. And what that does is it doesn't change the imagery. It just changes your visual perspective of any given image. Now, as I'm talking, you might be looking around over here and other places. All these images, all these faces that you're seeing in here, even these ones here, these eye with the big snout and everything, that's not your imagination. That's the reality of it. You can see this same imagery in the clouds, the trees, the landscapes, the water, human skin, ice, the veil itself, the whatever, anything you want to go into. Now, I'm trying to stay away from things with human influence, such as linoleum, uh, you know, uh, wood. I'll go in on a tree, but I don't want to be bothered with hardwood floors because they got lacquer on them. And, not that it's not part of the system, because anything that's in the system is going to show this imagery. Now, there's ways to hide the imagery. I'll change some colors up while I'm talking about nothing. There's some ways to hide the imagery we know of as mirrors and things of that. We can reflect the system's imagery, and we can reflect it. I'm going to come down a little bit to look at some other shit. In that same area, I'm going to try to get you my guy right over in the corner. I'm just changing my angle and my lights so that I can try to bring you in on him again. I want to lift my camera. It's amazing. So now that I'm changing my depths, I'm going to be bringing you in all these other images. Now, I'm familiar with all. I'm not going to say every image so far, because I do see. There's a lot of them that I see, and I just have to let them go until I look at them over and over and over again before I even make decisions on them. But they're repeatable. They're in every moon photograph and every moon video. It's always the same, unless there's some human influence. If you smudge something or shit like that. And I'm gonna do something else with my light for a minute. Hold on. Okay, so what I did is I moved one light on the other side and then took out a light so I can work my lights and shadows a little easier. So you can see the eyes, right? So look at the lines for the nose, right? Notice the mustache and the goatee right here, right? As I'm showing you his face. Now I'm working the lights and shadows so that I can try to crop all the rest of this shit for you, because it's image within image within image, which I'll quickly go over with you. So what I'm looking to do is I'm working the lights and shadows myself so I can enjoy this imagery that the builders built for me, and so I can appreciate it and understand it. It's not really a big deal. We have a right to know about what I'm showing you people. There's people on my channel right now telling people, that it's stupid and don't look, and, it's fucking ignorant and all this shit. Don't listen to them. Just what does it take? What does it take? 20 minutes to go look for yourselves, to go download some moon videos and some moon photographs and compare them and look around at them like I'm explaining, and you'll start to see and understand it. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing the lights up so I can show you. Now see how the image of him comes in a little bit better. I'm taking out the body imagery is what I'm doing. I'm taking out his shoulders. I'm leaving a little bit of the necklace with the light, and I'm bringing you his face. You know, trying to keep you his particular face. Because like I explained, everything is so fucking collage. That's the way it is. I'm just gonna guess and say that everybody's eyes, you know, will eventually just start breaking these apart, and you'll see it all. Especially people that are in art and shit like that. But you're gonna have to wrap your head around the idea that you were lied to about everything you were ever fucking told. And I don't care what the story was, it was always a fucking lie. Anyways, several different eyes, because if I had the camera in my hand and I wanted to move the camera, which I will do another day, I'll show you, then I could change this face up to look a lot of different ways, because I'd be throwing the lights and shadows in another direction. So as I move, and I'll show you with the light in a moment what I'm talking about, I'm trying to still give you his face, this particular face at this particular angle. There's several angles where there's an earring, again, wearing apparel. I don't know. I don't get it. There's another angle for him where he's wearing a hat, you know, and it doesn't really, don't think I ever see his hair. Obviously, all the dark colors in here, they're all dark skin. There's other ways for me to crop this imagery so that we don't get into the other faces. I don't have to do it like this with this light. I'm just doing it because I'm experimenting with this new light, which I will do right now again before I get off of this particular guy. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I don't have this thing upside down. Yeah, see, I don't... There we go. Come on, you piece of shit. Okay, let's see what if I can do with the green light. Yeah, okay. So you see what I'm saying? So I can, if I have the camera in my hand, I can play with all these angles. What I'm asking you guys to do, and as you come along, so you can confirm some of this shit, and don't just think that you're seeing what you want to see or that you're using your imagination. Okay, first of all, it's always the same imagery in the moon. The moon never changes imagery. I'm looking right now myself to find out if any of these white dots you see, any of these small white or silver areas, because what I'm trying to confirm is the moon map model, that the constellations and the wandering stars come through the moon and then come down to the earth. Their energy does, and it comes down as it comes around like a perfect timepiece and clicks into each one of these. I'm going to show you on the model what I'm talking about. But that's one thing that I'm looking for, to see if any of those white dots move, and I'll let you know within a year if that does happen. But meanwhile, anybody else that comes along that really is interested in looking, as you're looking around, take note of all the triangular shapes. Now they're in all colors. I'm just giving you the darker color ones, like I said, because that's what I started out with when I first found them, and then I realized it's all colors. It's the triangular shapes that are important, that are pushing all the heavy metals and minerals, no matter what we're talking about, whether it's the moon, smoke, steam, you know, anything. It doesn't really matter. Anything, I can grab the imagery out of it for you. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to hold the light here so we can stay focused on this one face with this chain coming down with these two shoulders of this image. And I'm trying not to bring into the rest of them yet. I'm going to change the color one more time. Maybe twice if it takes. We'll see what happens. All right, so down here, I like this one. This one I could probably bring in some more color here. See, I don't want to change the face to that long face. I don't want that to happen yet either. So I'm going to come back here. Try to give you some light there. Because what I'm trying to get you to see is the detail. The detail. This is not a fucking artist work doing this. This is the builders. This is the true fucking system, man. These are the builders doing this work for you. And this is your evidence of the builders. Because you're not going to see the builders in any other way except for seeing the evidence of them. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure that Harald Kautz has 2 jars of the builders, what he calls the black goo, because I'll tell you what, we're going to go hit some fucking moon rock bullshit stories too, and these people are just so full of shit, man, and the imagery helps you to see that. by being able to go and identify the imagery everywhere. So again, I'm staying on this one face right here. Eye, nose, mouth. I've been changing up the size of his eyes a little bit with the light, and I'm keeping you off most of the body because I don't want these other faces to come in yet. And I'm cropping for you. I also put tape all around here to separate all those images. So I'm taking away the collage. It's the same thing I'm going to do when we get over here onto the computer, which I'm already at 21 minutes. I got to hurry the fuck up here. Okay, so now that I showed you that image good enough, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my light around and I'm going to change my lights and shadows, okay? So I'm going to go like this and I'm going to bring this light around and I'll change the color up in a minute too. Now I'm going to give my eyes a minute because now I'm seeing many, many different layers of other images that are starting to pop through along with my original image. I still got him in my view, but now I'm also able to pick up all these other images. Now it's millions and millions of images, and it's images within images. So just stay with me for a moment. I'll get the camera right. I'll get the light right. So I'm going to bring the light in a little more so I can show you again the cutoff points, the eyes, so you don't think that I'm just making up my own shit, you know, and just pointing everywhere. No, it's always image within image, and it's always feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. We can go down the line. I can even name you the most of the breeds of the dogs and all that shit, right? So anyways, I'm going to come in a little bit deeper because I'm going to pull in some other ones now. I'm going to play with my light. Change them up again. Oh, that's a good one. All right, so I'll come down here so you can get you this one, right? Oh shit! So shit like this might freak you out. Don't, man. Don't let it freak you out. It's nothing to freak you out because this is a regular. This is a regular. You can actually see this. This is one of the largest ones in the fucking moon. Is this image right here? And I don't want to say who they copied this image. The human population. They've got this image in every fucking place that we go to. Maybe not this exact image. We'll see if all the teeth are there or not. We'll see. Okay, so I'm bringing you in a little bit tighter to him. Anyway, so it's eye, human nose, obviously, right? With the mouth open, with the beard and the mustache around. I'm slowly cropping him in. You can see his hairline up here and everything. You can see his eyebrows and everything, right? That he's looking over at you, right? All right, so you're going to get that one. I'll try to give a little more of them to you in a second. Hold on. You can even see a mole on his face if that's not a grain of something of mine. This might be one of the turns, one of the angles for what I usually call the wizard, because this ends up working as a pimple on the, I'm just trying to see if I'm in the right spot to say that, make that claim. I don't know. I lost my track because I got the tape on there, so I don't want to say for sure, but I think it might be. You know, the pimples on the moon, they're identifiable here and there, and you'll see those pimples on the moon, and you'll memorize the imagery that's around them. All right, so now I'm going to keep bringing my light this way because I'm cropping with my light this time, right? With the glare, actually, in the lights is what I'm cropping with this time, because I'm going to try to bring it down on some of these here, because again, I'm looking to show you the grain of things, you know? So, oh, look when I bring the glare of the light through, too, you know? So there's my guy back there and in this streak of light right here. I'll get you his face. There he is. So eye, nose, mouth with the goatee. Here's the chain, right? I can get him in there. So you might just think that that's a fucking glare going on. No, you memorize the imagery. So, anyways, so I'll get you even better probably if I can keep fucking around with this light. But anyways, back to these guys. So as I come down the line, human. Let me stay out of the glare. It's better for you. All right, so here's another one. Something's in the way. Oh, the tape is in the way, because it's just image within image. I was going to come down the line this way. I'd have to go upside down. There's another one back here for you that I can try to get you. So eye, nose, mouth. Looks like it's going to be in the feline category. I'll get them a little better for you. You know, you can see the pupils of the fucking eyes. I can almost get them human too. Now here comes my guy again. He comes back in when I change the light up. There he is, real good again. Look at the fucking eyeballs on him. So now we're back to a human. Eye, nose, mouth. I'll tell you what, with the dark skin and with that beard and mustache and everything, I don't even think black man or African American at this particular angle. He looks more Eastern Indian, and that might be something that might go on at one of the angles with the whiteness around the thing. Might end up being wearing apparel. That's why I said other nationalities need to come in on all this. I'm fucking the only one looking at all this. This is sucks, man. This fucking sucks. So, anyways, let me get back to this again. He does. He looks more Eastern Indian this way. So at another turn, he looks more like black American or an African American or even African. I mean, the nose will get a little bit wider, but not on this one. I mean, you guys can be the judge. I mean, you can see it, right? You can see that particular face that I'm trying to draw you to right now. I mean, anyways, back to all this other shit. I mean, everybody really should come in on all this. So back here, you got another face that'll come in. I'll try to drag my light over this way. Again, I'm cropping with my glare on this side and the tape on this side to bring you to these images down this way, It's a lot of fucking fun, man. And then once you get used to all the imagery, I mean, shit like this is going to scare you. I mean, this is nothing. This is nothing for the scare factor. Let me get them in again. Hold on. Or maybe I'll bring you to this next one here. I'm trying to do some with the light and some with the actual light, bringing it in, and some with the glare. So I bring the glare to the other side. Let's see what we got. Yeah. So yeah, if I bring the light to the other side, I can also get you him too. So look, eye, nose, mouth open of that large human face. And then if I bring the light over this way and block with the other light, then we can come in on some of these other faces down here that are going in all different directions, but you can start making them out, more and more clear. And they're in rows, they're every which direction. It's easy to go in and have some fun. It seems like the ones that are crisp and clear are the ones I'm going to have the most impact on everybody with. But I still have to get you used to the shadow imagery, because the shadow imagery, you're going to see it in different angles, and you'll memorize those areas. You'll say, oh, I remember that area because it was only a shadow image before, but now actually that I have my light and my angle correct, I can see perfectly the eye, the nose, and the mouth to make up that canine, and I can certainly come back and forth and up in here and see the eye, the nose, and the mouth open down here, and I can certainly come like this and crop this little area and say, okay, now I can get the eye, the nose, and the mouth of that. Looks like a canine snout, but it could be even an ape's face. It could be in the ape category, and shit like that. And then again, light spectrum changes it up. I'm going to switch over to the computer now because I'm going to show you some shit on the computer as well. And then we'll come back to this later on the next video or tomorrow or whatever. I can't believe I'm even not bitching more about my, there you go. I can't believe I'm not, I mean, I grab a cigarette while I'm shooting shit and just let you focus on this for a minute. The, what do you call it? There you go. That fucking number 30 videos getting fucking deleted, man. I should be bitching about that the whole fucking time I'm making these videos today. And that really sucked. It's just weird that it happened with me in there, because I went in and I saw 2 videos deleted. I said I haven't been in there to delete any videos. I noticed that sometimes it does show for a few days when you just delete a video. So I said, all right, we go look. I punched on one of the 2 videos that were being deleted. And when I did, all of a sudden it started scanning up at the top saying 30 videos deleting 30 videos. And I'm like, what? And I started punching the fucking thing all over the place, and I'm trying to back it up, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't touch nothing that said delete, and I didn't see the mouse move on its own either. I've seen that in the past. That didn't happen this time. So it really sucks. Anyways. Changing my lights around. Let me try this one too. Too much light. Anyway, so I'll keep fucking with that. I'll get better at the light spectrum and stuff like that. So let's go over here to the computer now. These are the moon videos that I made and posted on the Harald Kautz Series already. And what I got here going on is the same thing that I had going on over at the other one. There was a piece of glass over my computer, so I can mask off whatever I want. But I'm already at 31 minutes, so I may only get a chance to show you this. And I also want to try out some new cropping tools that I'm going to try for the first time too, I guess. Because I've always cropped, I was saying earlier video, with triangulars. I never wanted to use circles. I hate circles, zeros, and O's. I'll explain that as I go along as well. I'm going to hit play on this video, come down here, hit play. And then what I'm watching, and what I'm going to ask you to keep an eye on too, as the moon's coming in, oh, let me pause. Okay. As the moon's coming in is what we really want to pay attention to, because again, the system crops for us. I got to move this back a little bit, and I'm going to put a red filter on to help with contrast. I'm going to back out a little bit. I'm probably going to end up taking this camera off the screen on the next one. But what I'm watching for on this particular one, I'm going to go ahead and crop out another image with the tape on the glass, just like I did with the other one. So as it's coming in now, I want you to see the light is what's cropping the images as the moon's coming in. The light is cropping the images for you as the moon's going out. Also, you got the crescent, the natural crescent of what you think is the moon's shadow. It's not. It's another layer of the veil. All lunar eclipses and solar eclipses are layers of the veil, believe it or not. And it's not a waste. It's not a waste. It's purposeful. It's becoming more evident to me as I'm going to press play, so I don't waste too much time as I'm talking. But it's become more and more apparent to me that it's all purposeful so that we see the imagery, and because otherwise it would be too collaged. The system wants us to see it, and what happens is we're not able to see it because of the first of all, a lot of our did I press play? Yeah, I did. Our contrast has been taken away from us in our atmosphere and other places, and in our eyes. So what I'm doing is I'm letting this come through, because there's many images that are already popping through. I'm going back and forth from the computer to the paper, because when I first was doing this on the computer, people came in and complained, just like goofballs like Rufus, talking shit. I don't know why he doesn't just go look for himself and he'd see it all. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But up here at the top of the moon, I'm going to start pointing some shit out. So nose is a little fucky right now, because I'm going to explain all this area, what this is. This is the States. This is from the Americas, I mean. All this on the moon map model, I believe, is going to be shown to be human influence just in the last 1,000 years, 2,000 years, really bad. The natives didn't do this. We did this since we've been around. But anyway, that's another story. Nose is here, mouth is here, open on that one, okay? I'll bring over the cropping images tools in a little bit, but here's the wizard, the one I was trying to show you on the other one. There's the pimple I was telling you on the moon. So eye's going to be under this patch. And then this long nose right here is the nose for him. Watch him come in, and his mouth is going to be down here. Then another one you're going to have is this guy wearing the glasses. You'll have eyeglasses here, with a nose here, with the mouth here. He looks like he's going to be in the canine family, but he actually pops in as human. Now, right under him, we're going to watch this eye and this eye under the glasses, also going to pop in with a big set of lips down here, holding, believe it or not, a cigarette or a cigar in the mouth. We're going to watch for all these, and this is only a few of them. This is only a few, and I'm giving you the large ones that you can see from the ground. I'm going to start showing you the cutoff points of these really large images that take up the entire moon. And then it's, again, in layers at that point, because your telescope's going to be the furthest out that it can be in order to grab those outward layers. I'm pressing play right now. So I'm pressing play, and then we're gonna wait for now. When the wizard, I'm pressing pause again. Pressing pause right now because the one I call the image of the wizard, I should say. So he's gonna start losing that patch soon at another angle. And I'll show you some other images that falls within, but again, keep an eye on the nose, the mouth now. So now he's cropped for you. He's not all the way in. As soon as I let him in more, he's going to get collaged in your eyes, and you won't be able to see all the detail. These are all images as well down here. There's all faces coming up and everything. I'll go through them all with you later. Right now, I'm trying to show you these cutoff points. These nano rope, what I call nano rope, these are all triangular shapes, all making these, but don't think it's only the dark ones, because they're all in here doing the grays, the silvers, the whites, all the browns, all the colors, the reds, all over the fucking place. You're going to find color. These images are really cool to go in on as well, but I want to go in, let this come in more. What am I at? I think I'll just have time to do this. I might have to pause in a minute. I just hit play again. Now I'm letting the moon come in the telescope again. Again, this is Harald Kautz Series part 90 and 91. The moon going through my telescope. I'm going to press pause again. Let me look at it and see what I got on this. Let me come back a little bit. There we go. So I can get you in. All right, so his cigar is still not in yet, so I'm going to just keep going so I don't run out of time. I'll come back to all these again later and on paper. But again, the wizard, keep an eye on him. Eye, nose, and mouth down here. He's going to come in a few different ways as well. Then we're going to keep an eye on these sunglasses with that nose, with that mouth, which again looks a little canine to you and probably a little feline. Right now, you're just starting to see the eyeballs come in underneath the sunglasses at this point now, as the lights and shadows are all working for you, so that this beautiful fucking system, the real true system that we all had at one time, we could have, they want to show it to you. They want you to see it, but you're going to remain in your fucking comas. Okay, so erase the wizard for a minute and keep an eye on this eye and eye I told you about earlier with the nose over here, because you're probably going to start being able to get him with his mouth open here. So he's yelling something. He's got a big beard here coming up and everything. So again, it'll start collaging more and more, and I won't be able to show you that. Not right now anyways. I'll just show you as I go along. So I just hit play again. So what I'm waiting for right now is I want these eyeballs to be coming in a little better underneath the sunglasses, and I want his cigar to be coming in. Hopefully I got this moon going in the right direction for all that to happen. Looks like it is. Yep, it is. Okay, so I'm going to pause again. And pausing is also very important for doing this, because if you're going at all, if you're letting it go through the telescope, whether you're letting it go through the camera, it's in motion. And remember, all of those angles are changing for every fucking millisecond that camera's going. Okay, that's why I was saying to you, photographs are better for pulling out the imagery than videos. But videos, if you're going to do them, make sure you pause them. People, use your camera as viewing device to go look at these moon videos and take a look at them. I've got a camera dropping issue, and I've got some other issues going on that I'm trying to work on as I'm going along, and I'll fix them. But as this one's coming in, I'm going to let them come in a little further. But keep an eye on the eyeball, the other eyeball coming in under the sunglasses right here now. That's what that one's turning into, these two eyes. He's going to have an ear back here. But if I can get you to concentrate on those two eyes under the sunglasses, will be up on his forehead now. He's using this as the nose, and these really large lips coming in right here are going to have a cigar or a cigarette coming out of his mouth here. Now, these are all other faces, all these images. Don't get me wrong. I know what all those other faces are. So I just press play. And as I turn this is the important thing of why I'm on the telescope doing 360s, because as I point out, every degree of turn, and I mean every fucking degree, maybe even less. So you figure every degree of turn makes a difference in the shadows and the lights, and then also color spectrum makes a difference in the shadows and the lights. Also, depth makes a difference in the shadows and the lights. So all these things taken into consideration. So then when I go back and forth, again, that's what I'm doing with the cameras. I'm cropping for you. So if I come over to here, I can show you a little better and say, okay, now we can see where I'm getting sunglasses from, because these two big things right here, these two big dark areas, there's the seashell, have this line going back that way when you're at this certain angle. It looks to me to be sunglasses on top of this one's head. Never mind the fact that it turns in the sunglasses on the canine, which is the nose here and the mouth over here, not to confuse you. But I'd have to crop up to get that one. Yeah, I think yeah, there he is. So now that one there, eyeglasses, nose, and mouth, I have to crop it up that way to get that one, okay? And then I'll come back around this way and I would crop this way for you. Now, the moon naturally does this, right? Because we have one layer of the veil that comes through and does that for us on a regular basis, so that we will see the imagery. I just realized this in the last 2 weeks. This is why, one of the reasons, I don't know if it's the only reason, but this is why we get the moon crescents. I'll show you with the imagery why I'm believing this more and more as I'm going along. Not even believing it, I can just see it. I can prove it. All right, so here's the cigarette and the cigar and everything on that large image there. Now, coming in at different angles, I'll do that again later. I'm already made all those videos anyways, and I had unbelievable that they got fucking deleted on me. So now I got to make them all over again. So I'm kind of talking about the same shit that I was talking about in them, and I'm trying to remember things that I went over and all that shit. All right, so I'm going to pause it again here. I'm playing pause, so I'm letting you get him a little bit better, okay? I could change up the colors of my filters. I could take these lights out. I could fucking glare off the screen, too. And I can start bringing it on the other side, too, and we can go like this, and I can start turning the camera in and cropping all these, and we can go in on these one at a time, and we will. I'll go in on all of them, and I'll show you the stretching effect, you know, like this. Stretching effect that happens. I can crop them a little slower so that maybe you have more of appreciation for that face. I can crop them down like this, so again you'll have more appreciation for the face when I come down like this, rather than give you the rest of it, because that's what's happening, you know. So that's the point of what I'm doing when I'm cropping, just to let you know. I could throw tape on this one and do it just for the fuck of it. I guess I could. What do we got left? 42 minutes. Let me just do it. Hold on a minute. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing. So, I mean, I like doing this way of cropping a lot better this way than me trying to trace shit out. I took away some of his lip, though. So let me fix this one. I didn't do it in the camera, that's why. It's hard to do this one. That's fine. Here, hold on a minute. Because I'm trying not to hit anything on the fucking computer, because then that'll piss me off, too. Come on, you fucking bitch. Hold on a minute. Okay. Yeah, that works out fine. And then what I could also do with this cropping is, again, I'm trying not to touch the lines of the system. I don't want anybody that sees me doing this to even think that, because, so I'm trying to stay away from them, because again, I can't do nearly as good a work as the system anyway. So the one I'm trying to get you to look at right now is eye underneath the two sunglasses, right? With the nose right here, the lips right here, and I took away a part of his lips, and the cigarette coming out here, but that's okay. And what I'm trying to do is, with the tape, I don't want to come too close to the builder's lines. See all these lines, and I call them lines, but whatever you want to call them, the tracing, the builder's work, that's the shadows that are throwing the lights and shadows. And the shadows come in all colors, not just these dark colors. These dark ones are easier for me to recognize. What I'm trying to do is take out the rest of the collage that's left out of this image. So of course I could bring the tape all the way over to here and take all this out, because this is part of the next image of these large images. Now these large images take up the entire moon, and there are, oh my god, there's a fucking lot of them. So I'm going to bring you through. I mean, every angle brings you a different image. So every angle, and then you can stretch them, and so it changes them. So like for example, I've got this on here. I'm finding easier and easier ways to do this, so it's not driving me nuts. But I can angle my computer like this, and bring you in on them this way. Okay, see what I'm doing here? Oh, there's my time too. So, all right, I'll be back.